Hello and welcome to my channel. Before we begin today, I would like to offer my sincerest apologies. Unfortunately, this is another guest video. My computer caught fire, and as Stone Phillips teaches us, a rhino will always instinctively try to put out a fire by stomping it into oblivion.
And she also knew if a rhino sees a flame, he'll instinctively try to put it out.
Stone Phillips again!
Is there anything that guy doesn't know?
So here we are, me with a script and no computer to edit with. But how am I recording? My laptop is good enough to run Audacity, but it falls very much short of being able to even open my video editor. So without further ado, here's Shannon Q.
Well, now I guess we know why rhinos can't have nice things. Hi everybody, I am Shannon Q. I have a YouTube channel by the same name where I have complex conversations with people of all ideological perspectives and create videos explaining the intersection between psychology and atheism. Since our friend Rhino here stomped his computer to death, I'm here today to have a chat with you about why us atheists just won't shut up about it. When you become a vocal atheist, it's only a matter of time before you encounter someone who says something along the lines of, hey, why don't you just leave well enough alone? Or if atheism isn't a religion, then why are there so many vocal atheists preaching their position? And it is frustrating for certain. There is a lot to unpack here, but first I think that we should have a look at the impetus of what this implies. When someone tells you you should be quiet about your perspectives as an atheist, what do they mean? Well, it can mean a few things. The implication could be that by virtue of speaking about why you're an atheist and not theistic, it appears, in some context, to be a dismissal of religious beliefs as a valid or rational position. If that is the perception, then just the articulation of your ideas themselves can be perceived as an attack on not just religious beliefs, but also an implied criticism of the people who adhere to those positions. Another option is this. When you speak about your ideas, it brings to light some really hard questions that aren't always comfortable if you're a theist. Seeing a counterposition in an honest light and being forced to address and consider it honestly can be uncomfortable. And many people don't want to be in that position. You, just by virtue of presenting your perspective, could be eliciting that inadvertently. Even more concerning would be the idea that the person positing this position holds that being an atheist at all and articulating it publicly constitutes an unsavory position. A position that shouldn't be heard at all because they believe it shouldn't be respected, it's dangerous, or it's sinful. And of course, I've heard other arguments as well. Arguments that posit that atheists present themselves in a condescending, antagonistic, or obnoxious manner. And it's their demeanor that leads to people in this position. While I admit that there are definitely atheists who fit that bill, believe me, atheists don't have a monopoly on shitty attitudes. So I'm not going to address that here. It's a bias and a generalization, and it doesn't merit any addressing farther than that acknowledgement. Now that we've had a look at some of the reasons why somebody might approach you in this manner, let's have a look at precisely why, no matter what their perspective, they are dead wrong. We are entitled to the same air. Stifling us by discouraging us from expressing our positions contributes to the perception that we should be ashamed to hold them at all. Because so many people feel that judgment and are affected by the fear of adopting the moniker atheist, we lose the opportunity to highlight the diversity of our perspectives and demonstrate the breadth of the benefit that we could garner from the variety of the voices that are lost. Exposure to counter-perspectives is how we form and challenge our own positions. I've come to hold the belief that any position I hold should be open to scrutiny. If I can't allow my perspectives to be challenged, what benefit is it for me to hold them? If the only way to feel safe in your beliefs is avoidance of the alternative position or perspective, the disservice that you're doing yourself is immense. Those are a few of the reasons why we shouldn't just shut up about it. Let's have a look at why some of us won't. There are a lot of people some of whom are probably listening right now, who are seeking solidarity and understanding. People who want their ideas challenged, who want to discuss their perspectives, but they can't. They pay an immediate social toll, and that's a large burden to bear. There is a really prevalent perspective that I encounter constantly, that atheists are a type, a ubiquitous group, and they imbue characteristics onto that idea that don't represent us. Most of them are negative, and most of them are wrong, because they can create and perpetuate a negative idea of who we are. Maybe we'll just keep quiet so that people won't affiliate us with the bias that they've created around us. The more of us who stand up and demonstrate that we're the antithesis of that, the better chance that that bias can shift. It's difficult to use that bias to tell somebody what it means for them to be an atheist when you're interacting with someone who is entirely dichotomous to that idea. All ideas should be challenged, not even only, but especially ours. We come to where we are through inquisition and a desire to learn and a refusal to accept anything less than honesty with ourselves. Once you reach that point where you have to admit you're an atheist, that journey can't and shouldn't just stop. It should just be starting. Come out into the world with all of your ideas. They deserve to be heard, and a lot of us are waiting to listen. Thank you so much for having me, Rhino. I hope your computer gets fixed. Try really hard not to destroy the next one, okay? And as always, thank you so much to all of my patrons. You guys help keep this channel going, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate everything that you do. If you guys would like to subscribe to my channel, the Rhino's going to put a link down in the description. And if you aren't subscribed to the Rhino, you're crazy. Do it right now. And as always, help elevate the discourse.
Thank you so much, Shannon. I appreciate you stepping in and allowing me to steal your material. Go check out her channel. She talks a lot about the psychology of religion and atheism, and has some really fascinating videos. She just needs more of them, which probably means I shouldn't commandeer them for myself. Anyway, remember to follow me on Twitter, visit my website, support me on Patreon, buy my merch, support me on PayPal, donate to Snap, kill all humans, and like my Facebook page, subscribe to my channel, and whatever else I'm doing these days. I can barely keep track. See you next time!